Here's the thing. A lot of people think that the police scene was orchestrated. Me and the Greek police are not really good friends. They're like, get out of the car, get out of the car. I'm like, I'm actually nervous. I don't know what's going on. I get out of the car and they start searching my car for drugs. Long story short, this guy has to give me back my stuff. He gives me back my license and registration, tells me to go, and I just screech off. Yasos, Kalimera, Kalispera, whatever time of the day you're watching this. Yasos Elada. Welcome to part 2 of the quarantine, Wazzzay story time. So, here's the thing. From the Ela Stogipedo video, a lot of people think that the police scene was orchestrated. Like, I somehow called the police and say, yeah, come show up while we're riding the bicycle, and then, let's take pictures together, and then you drive in front of us with your lights on, and like, I don't know why you think that was orchestrated, but it's not. But here's the point of this video. I figure I'll tell you guys a couple of stories about how me and the Greek police are not really good friends for a long time now. But in order to start that, I have to give a background to how it was before I came to Greece. So, like everybody knows, before I played in Greece, I was playing in Germany. So my thing is, I never really have any problem with police. The police just have a problem with me and how I drive. I don't know why. So when I was in Germany, for example, I had so many speeding tickets that you have like a point system where you have 18 points, and if you lose 18 points, you lose your driver's license. I think for up to 1 year or 3 years. So I got to the point where I think I had only 3 points left. And then luckily I got a transfer to come play in Panionios, and I was like, yes, okay, I'm eventually gonna get my points back that I lost in Germany. So I came to Greece. And the thing about my relationship with the police in driving in Greece has to start with when I first got my car that I brought in from Germany. I was feeling like I'm a big star. I came to Panionios, I was making probably more money than I was making in Germany. And I leased myself a nice car, a Mercedes SLK, brand new, beautiful car. And I'm like, I'm the big guy, right? And the thing about this car is it's really low in gravity, and the tires, they move very fast, and it was always very slippery whenever I drove in Greece. But even to start that story off, I remember I was looking for companies to ship the car from Germany to Greece, and I was looking at the 2 companies that were available, and I just chose the cheapest one that was there, and it was the worst mistake I ever made. I remember they brought the car in really late, and when they brought it in, I was so happy to finally have it. I started driving it, and then on my way home, I realized there's a big scratch in the front of the car. I called the company, I was like, yo, there's a big scratch in front of the car. Like, yeah, you didn't see it when you picked up the car, so it's not our problem. And that was a huge mistake. That ended up costing a lot of money. But anyways, so let's fast forward. Let's start with the car, right? So one night I'm driving, I don't remember where I was going, but it was from Glyfada in the direction airport. And for whatever reason, there was like a random stop by the police. So they stopped me. Obviously, you're driving a nice car, maybe you see a black guy, whatever. They stopped me, they asked me for my driver's license. I showed them my driver's license, they saw it, and the guy happened to recognize me. He said, oh yeah, you're the new player from Panionios. And in my head, I'm like, wow, okay, I'm like a star here now, people recognize me. He's like, okay, yeah, cool, no problem, go ahead. I'm like, all right, cool. So that was my first experience with police in Greece. My second experience though, I went to go visit Dario Fernandez. No, is it Fernandez? Dario. Yeah, anyway, so Dario that was playing at Panionios. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning right now. I've been drinking a lot, so I don't remember everything, but I'm just trying to tell the story as it is. So I went to go see Dario. I went to go visit him and his little family, and then after that, I'm going home. Here's the thing. As I'm going home, there's a road that turns to the right, and you cannot turn right unless the light is green. So I was waiting at the light, and then the road turns right, and then we're driving down Vouliagmenis. Vouliagmenis going to the direction Vula. So I turn from Dario's place, turn right, and then we start going, and I'm driving normally. I pass 1 light, I pass 2 light, and then by the 3rd light, police lights come on. I'm out of nowhere. Police pull up behind me, they told me to stop. They're like, get out of the car, get out of the car. I'm like, okay, I'm nervous. I'm actually nervous. I don't know what's going on. So the police guy tells me, get out of the car. I get out of the car, and they start searching my car for drugs. And they thought I must have been a drug dealer or something, right? Because I'm a black guy driving a nice car. I don't know. This is 10 years ago, right? So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, if that's the case, you're not gonna find anything. Everything is cool. So they start searching through my car. They don't see anything. They open the trunk. And that was right after I had, when we had a game at Panionios, I had, in the program, I was the face of the program. So my name and my face was in front of the program, and I had a whole bunch of the programs in the back trunk of my car. So the police officer opens the trunk of my car and he sees, oh, okay, this guy's a football player from Panionios. So now I realize, okay, at this point, maybe he's just gonna be like, okay, sorry, it was a false mistake, we'll let you go. But I realized this guy didn't want to admit that he stopped me for no reason because he thought I was a drug dealer. So I said, okay, is everything okay? Now can I go home? This guy goes, no. Like, what do you mean, no? I didn't do anything. You stopped me because you thought I had something in the car. I don't have anything. He goes, no, that's not why we stopped you. I was like, why did you stop me then? He goes, we stopped you because you ran a red light. I said, what do you mean I ran a red light? He goes, yeah, you ran a red light like 3 lights ago. I'm like, how's that possible? I was driving with the traffic. He goes, no, you weren't driving with the traffic. You were driving faster than the traffic. I'm like, even if I was driving faster than the traffic, I'm driving with cars alongside me. There's no way I ran through a red light. He goes, no, you didn't run a red light when you were driving here. You ran a red light when you turned onto Vuliang Mendes. I'm like, how is that possible? There was a car in front of me, so that car had to go first before I could get into that street. So how is it possible that I ran a red light? And that's when he realized that I realized that he's lying, right? So this guy at this point, I'm thinking he's gonna let it go. He won't let it go, and I'm not letting it go. So I got to the point where when the police stopped me at that point, I told them I was calling my lawyer. I wasn't really calling my lawyer. I was calling the general manager of Panionios at the time, Christoforos, right? So I called Christoforos, asked him. I remember he used to get these phone calls from me. So I'm like, yeah, talk to my lawyer. I'm acting like I'm a big guy. I don't have a lawyer. I'm calling the manager of Panionios. So they talk to him. Christoforos is talking to them in Greek. I'm assuming he's telling me, yeah, he's a football player at Panionios. Let it go. But this officer, he's mad, right? He's like, no, I'm not letting go. This guy ran a red light. We're gonna give him a ticket for running a red light. I'm like, I'm not signing no ticket for running a red light. I didn't run a red light. He goes, yeah, you have to believe it because it's the police. You have to believe us or not. So in my head, I'm thinking I'm gonna lie. I'm like, yeah, well, in Germany, if the police tell you something like that, they have video evidence. Do you have video evidence of me running a red light? I'm lying out of my ass. I'm just saying it because I figured maybe he's gonna let me go. He goes, what are you talking about? We don't have police evidence. It's my word against your word. You're gonna have to go to court, and then we're gonna give you a ticket, and you're gonna have to go to court and prove that you didn't do what you said what I'm saying you did. I'm like, you know what? I'm not signing the ticket. He goes, you have to sign the ticket. I said, I'm not signing the ticket. So an undercover police car comes in out of nowhere. This undercover police car now starts listening to the story, and they start telling this guy, hey, let it go. This guy didn't want to let it go. He's like, no, I'm giving him a ticket. I said, I'm not signing a ticket. This guy writes down a ticket, gives it to me, tells me to sign it. I said, I'm not signing it. They leave, I leave. He tells me that he's gonna call my lawyer, the manager of Panionios, and he's gonna let me know when my court date is due. I said, fine. Never heard from him again. All right, cool. Couple of days later, right? I'm driving, leaving training, leaving Nyerzmeni, and I'm about to go turn left at a T intersection. So this is a T intersection. This is my car going here. I want to turn left. There's a police car coming from here. They turn right. So they turn right and go by me. They see me in the car. He drives this side of me, this side. He drives by me, sees me, and they turn around, and then they tell me to roll my window down. So at this point, I'm pissed. So I'm like, why does everybody keep stopping me when I'm just driving, doing nothing? I roll my window down. The guy tells me, pull over there. It's a random police testing. I said, fuck that. It's not a random police testing. This is selective testing. You guys keep stopping me for a reason. I start driving off, and obviously the sirens turn on. They start chasing me. So finally I stopped, and I'm just like, why does the police keep stopping me? I'm not doing anything. Like, why are you driving away? You should be stopping when we tell you to stop. I'm like, yeah, but why you guys keep stopping me? I'm not doing anything. Like, give us your license and registration. So I give them my license and registration. I'm like, listen, talk to my lawyer. At this point, Christophers is expecting a phone call from you, from whenever it happens. He told me, if anything happens, give us a call. Okay, so I'm like, talk to my lawyer. So they talk to Christophers, take my license and registration. I assume they want to see if I have any open accounts, warrants, or whatever, right? So they look at everything and they realize I don't have anything wrong. This police officer, he's mad because I drove off. He's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you driving away? If I'm the police, I tell you to stop, you have to stop. I'm like, yeah, but the police tell me to stop all the time for whatever reason. I'm actually yelling at this guy. He's yelling at me. He's like, what's wrong with you? You have psychological problems or something? I'm like, yeah, I got psychological problems. The police keep stopping me for no reason. Why do you guys keep stopping me? Because we're the police. If we tell you to stop, you have to stop. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't do anything. So if I don't do anything, you keep stopping me. I don't want to stop anymore. So long story short, this guy has to give me back my stuff. He gives me back my license and registration, tells me to go, and I just screech off, right? You'd think it was done. So my history with the police in Greece at that point was not very good. Fast forward to the time when I'm playing at AEK, right? So now a little bit more profile. I'm thinking, okay, maybe things will be okay. We'll slow down. There's random stories that always happen. For example, I remember Ike played Panionios. It was a 9 o'clock game. I don't know why I remember this. 9 o'clock game. So the games maybe finished around 11 o'clock, right? So 11 o'clock, I call up a friend. I'm like, yo, you want to get something to eat? Okay, cool. I didn't want to cook at home. So I pick up my friend. We go get something to eat. Maybe it was 12 o'clock, right? 12:30, whatever. I'm trying to drive home and drive my friend home first, and then I drive by a police station on the other side. So the police station is on this side of the street, I'm on that side driving, and I realized I forgot something, so I had to turn around and drive back past the police station. The police officer that was guarding the police station jumps out in the street in front of me, tells me, stop. I'm like, what happened? So I stop, again, driving a nice Mercedes SLK. He's like, stop. I'm like, what? He goes, license and registration. I go, for what? He goes, I need your license and registration and passport. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, you know what? I don't want no problem. I give him my stuff. He goes into the police station. We wait. The police chief comes out. Hey, in Saliwa. I'm like, hey. He goes, what are you doing? I'm like, I was just getting something to eat. He goes, it's late. I'm like, I know it's late. I need to get food. Now I want to go home. He's like, yeah, my friend, you have to be careful. You can't be out this late. You know, you just had a game. You should be home at this time. I'm like, bro, I just want to get food. He's like, yeah, I know, but I have to be careful because you never know if the wrong people see you out at this time. Something wrong, something bad could happen. I'm like, are you guys kidding me? I just want to get food, man. I don't want any problems, whatever. So I'm thinking this is done. They give me back my stuff. The next day was Demis Nikolaidis' birthday. So the entire team goes to his birthday party, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, yeah, so what was going on with the police yesterday? I'm like, Jesus, man, are you serious? So these stories keep on coming back, and it gets worse. So at this point, I stopped driving the SLK. We had sponsored cars that we had from Ike. They were not Ford, sorry. What cars are they? Chevrolets. They're Chevrolet. So the Chevy, I can't remember what kind of Chevy it was, but they had these small cars that they gave to us. I'm like, okay, I'm just driving this car. Hopefully I won't get in any more trouble. Everything will be okay. So here's what happens with that car, for example. So I used to chill out with friends all the time. So I'd stay at a friend's house, for example. This is the worst example. So I stayed at a friend's house, woke up the next day to go to training. I go to see where I parked my car. My car's not there anymore. I'm like, fuck, I'm completely out of it. I don't know where my car is, but I got to get to training, right? So I take the taxi to training, tell me, yeah, I don't know where my car is. I'm taking a taxi to training. Can please somebody pay for the taxi for me? Mitzi, who still works at IAC now, he put up some money together for me to pay. I'll pay him back. And then afterwards, we had a guy that worked for IAC. His name is Vangelis. He knew the police stations. He would always go with whoever needed some assistance to dealing with police to go find out what was happening, right? So my car got towed, and we went to this area of the city where the car was towed. I think it's Kesariani. So we go there, talk to the police station, and the guy's like, yeah, we don't know where your car is. I remember I waited for like an hour. They were looking around to see if in the registration there was anywhere where they could find the car. So the guy says to me, yeah, they don't know where your car is. Where did you park it? Let's go see if maybe the car was there. Okay, so we go there, and the thing is, when I woke up, there was a market where I had parked my car, so they moved it apparently because the market was there. I assumed they towed it. So when we went there, the car where I had parked it was on the corner of the street, and then when we started driving there, we saw the car on the other corner. So this is where my car was, and this is where they had moved my car, and I didn't see it in the morning because I was panicking. Apparently they had taken my car, somehow manually moved it to the other corner, and because I had panicked so much, I didn't even see the car. And that's how crazy all that was. One night, for example, I finally decided to take the Mercedes again for whatever reason out. We went out with a couple of friends, go out. Middle of the night, for whatever reason, I parked in a place where it's supposed to be normal to park. Apparently there was a road that was closed and a bus had to go through where my car was parked, towed it. Just always having problems with the car. But here's the worst part. There's two worst parts of the story, right? One time I'm driving the car in Glifada, and where the train tracks are, so I'm driving across the train tracks. After you pass the TGIF, or I don't know if it's still there, the TGIF, you go towards the train tracks, and I want to turn left. As I'm turning left, a motorcyclist, boom, just runs into me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to deal with any police, and the motorcyclist just runs into me. And this guy's, Malaka, you didn't signal, you're turning left, you didn't signal. I'm like, bro, why are you trying to pass me at a crossing? Why are you passing me? Motorcyclists drive in Greece, right? So that's a long story short. And this is how crazy I am. I realized there was a guy at Mercedes, which is about 5-minute drive away, that always took care of my car, and I didn't want to call a tow truck at 2 o'clock in the morning, so I drove the car with like a left wheel that was just hanging, drove it to the Mercedes auto shop and just left it there, left the keys for him, then he always knew how to take care of it. So I want to get some sushi, right? So downtown, I want to get some sushi downtown. So I'm like, okay, it's a nice day. What could go wrong? Let me take the Mercedes again. It's been sitting in the garage for a long time. Let me take it down there, get some sushi, come home, and it's all good. So leave Kifisia, go down Wazzzay Minis, go down and get that sushi. I'm happy, I'm coming back. And the thing is, if you're driving in Athens, you know, if you're driving down Wazzzay Minis, it has like little under bridges that you go through in the car, and then it goes back up. So SLK sits really low, and like I said, the tires are always a little bit slippery. So I'm driving, roads are completely empty. I'm like, hey, great, having a great time, driving, whatever. Go down one of the underpasses, get back up, and then as I get up, because I couldn't see right away, there's just a whole bunch of cars that are standing there in front of red lights, and I boom, crash into the back of a car, and I'm like, you're joking, right? Thing is, it wasn't a serious crash. It wasn't a lot of damage, but still, it's a crash. You gotta call police, all this other stuff. But here's what maybe matters even worse. The guy I bumped into was a off-duty police officer. So I ran into a police officer of all the people you can run into, 3 million plus people in Athens, bro. 3 million plus people in Athens. I hadn't driven this car in months, and I run into a police officer. This guy gets out of the car, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? He shows me his badge ready. He's like, yeah, I'm like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. So the first things he asked me for is like, where's your? He sees that it was a license plate, was from Germany. It was, where's your international insurance paper? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, your insurance paper's from Germany. I'm like, I don't know what that is. I just have normal insurance paper. He goes, yo, no, we have to impound your car. So they took my car away. And then I had to call the guy that helped me out from Germany. His name is Rainer. He passed away a few months ago. Rest in peace. But so I called him up. He helped me get the insurance papers, and then finally got the insurance papers back. And I'm like, nope, I'm never driving that car again. So anyways, the whole point of this is just to say that the entire time that I had lived in Greece, I never stopped having problems with the police. So if you think that for whatever reason, I was able to call the police and be like, hey, you guys, I'm trying to make a video. I need you guys to come and be in the traffic to help me run through traffic for whatever reason. It didn't happen, bro. Me and the police, never been that cool. But at the same time, I respect all police, have no problems. I've never had any other type of problems with the police, never done anything illegal, anything like that. So it's all good. But me, cars, police, we don't get along. From Germany to here to anywhere, this just never happens. Like, I still get so many speeding tickets. It's crazy. But it is what it is. All right. So that was part 2 of Greek stories. Wazzzay quarantine stories, whatever you want to call it. And that's it. So I'll see you next time for part 3. Okay? Delos. What's up, everybody? Thank you very much for watching this episode of Wazzzay's Coffee Shop Talk. I really hope you enjoyed the stories. Like I said, me and the Greek police, not the best of friends. But here's my thing. I need you guys to do me one favor. First, subscribe to the channel because there's going to be more stories. Second, like the video because it helps let me know that you guys like the video. And third, share with me your stories with the Greek police. Whatever happened to you guys? What are some funny stories that you have, or some things that happen you're like, yo, I can't believe that just happened? Let me know what it is in the comments. I swear I read them all, and then, it'll just be fun. All right, till the next episode. Thanks for watching.